I'm Jenny Mushwell. I'm the Learning and Development Manager at Sumo Group. So this falls part of two companies. So Sumo Digital, who are a AAA game developer for big publishers like Microsoft, Sony and Sega. And then also Atomhawk, who are our design studio. So they work with movie studios, game developers and product designers. Since 2017, we've had real sort of exponential growth. We've acquired a few studios, and also we've had organic growth, and that's been amazing for the business, and the amount of knowledge that also is across all our studios and people who are just so passionate and so great at what they do. However, with that rapid growth, it meant that then people didn't get to connect always with people across the studios. And one of the real things that we wanted to have with the learning platform was to be able to surface that great knowledge and for it to be able to be shared across all our studios. When starting out on looking for a learning platform, I looked at a lot of different providers. So some of them were more along the learning management system route, and some of them were on the learning experience platform route. And it really became apparent for our real need, we have amazing people in our business with amazing knowledge. And what we really needed to do was to be able to cultivate that learning culture where everybody is a teacher and everybody can learn something off each other, whether you've been in the industry for 15 years or for 15 months. And a learning management system just wasn't going to be able to do that. So what we really needed was something that enabled that to happen with real ease. So we then put a few providers and tested those with our sort of like the final two. We then tested that out with as a pilot group, and pretty much unanimously, Thrive came back as the provider of choice for those reasons, because of the user experience, because it was so easy to use and understand. We didn't even at that point have any kind of navigation. It literally was put it out there. How do you feel about it, with no even this is how you work the system. And even from that, people said it's so intuitive, I know what I'm doing, and it's really easy to use, and I'm going to be coming back to it regularly, which was the real key point for us. Two things in the platform that have made the job of L&D easier. So one of them is the curated content. There's content there available, which is fantastic. You know, we've been able to create sections on well-being, which of course at this time is super important, and also equality, diversity and inclusion. There's some really great content that was already available. It was already there in the bite size. It was a case of taking a look through it, and the response to those have been great. And then also that there were campaign planning. So for us, it wasn't just about being a learning platform, it was also about it being a place of communication and updates. So it's really important to our people that they hear from people. They hear in terms of kind of, you know, things from that's going on in other studios that they are able to hear about, but also from our leaders. So it's become our hub. And so because of that, it is about learning. It's also about connecting with others in a bit of a social space, but also the communication. So it was great seeing within Thrive how you were able to do that. So we use it as very much a place for leaders to enable to get their message out. But also that Thrive have a calendar of events. So when we're thinking about campaigns, which some of them might be learning, but so far also we've had some sort of social ones as well, and having that campaign planner that says, you know, this week is learning week, or this you know, this week is mental health awareness week. Having that all set out so we don't have to go and research it is really great for us to be able to start planning out our campaigns there. So the fact that everything is laid out makes it really simple and really easy to pick up, which is why we were able to get it up and running in a really short space of time. So our measures for this platform is it for to become our hub. You know, for us, we want it to be, have you checked on Dojo? So in effect, it becomes our mini Google within the organization. You know, I always say that, you know, the way we learn now out in the real world needs to reflect how we learn within the business environment. And if I need to know how to do something, I'll probably go onto the internet and I'll search for it. You know, my boiler's broken down, I'll have a quick kind of Google, or you know, or you know, there are other search engines available to be looking for, how do I fix this? If I need to be doing a presentation, what's the best way to do that? That's how kind of we work now. Everything's at our fingertips. So we wanted to create that similar feel and that similar way, that innate way that we learn now. We don't learn, you know, if I was to say to you, go and take a look at an encyclopedia and then look through the contents page and then look to the sections and look through the index, it'd be like, what are you talking about? I'll just look on my phone and it'll tell me in 0.5 seconds. And we wanted to create that same experience with all the knowledge that we have. So for us, in terms of the measures, it's people coming back to the site regularly. It's signposting to it. So we have got our policies and procedures and things like that also within Dojo, so that it becomes a place that when you are onboarding or when you're looking for information, it becomes your go-to place to be doing that. And then also for us, which we're going to be starting, is to have a really great onboarding experience. We know that when people first join an organization, that first impression means so much, and it doesn't just mean so much within the first kind of few months. It actually sets people's minds in terms of their career really at that place. So this is something that we're just at the starting point, but I'm really excited to be doing with this within Thrive, because I think it's going to be a fantastic way to really bring it to life and bring that learning culture right at the very start of someone's experience at Sumo. So one of the things that we are keen to do within the learning and development part of Sumo is, it's really important for us to be developing our great talent, retaining our great talent, and also attracting great talent. So we have a real focus then on learning and development for our teams. So within Dojo, we also have a lot of learning opportunities. So people are learning a lot off each other, but then we also have a Udemy license, which allows people to access like 4,000 of those courses, and a No-Man workshop, which allows artists to go and access. And we have quite a lot, like GDC Vault. We have a lot of also other resources that we've brought into kind of the house of Dojo. So Dojo's housing all of this, which just enables people to really take ownership of their personal development, because we really want to invest in people's growth within the business. Our most recent campaign on Dojo, which is the name of our Thrive platform, which is kind of about, so Dojo for us is meaning a sort of a sacred place for immersive learning and knowledge sharing. So it seemed like the right name for it. So we've just finished, or just about to finish, our Pride at Sumo campaign. And it's been a really brilliant campaign. People have really engaged with it. We've had all sorts going on. We've had things like films that people could watch, documentaries that people can help to educate themselves on some of the issues surrounding equality, diversity and inclusion for the LGBTQ+ communities. And we also had a panel and speaker event. And this was hugely popular, and I really attribute that to having a platform that allowed it. The speakers were brilliant, the panel were brilliant, and that really helped in terms of all of that. But people came to it, people really flocked to it, which was fantastic, particularly as it's a virtual event that sometimes you can be a bit, you know, is it going to go as well as maybe something that was face to face? And we were able to do that all through the campaign element. We did it all through notifications within Dojo, and people really picked it up, engaged with it, and it's been a fantastic campaign. So one of the things we have, for example, is a jukebox. So this is where everybody in Sumo, we have a theme. So for example, this week it's been movie theme, and you can then upload the song of choice that you have for movies. So this week I had Pretty Woman as my movie song choice. And so everybody is able to contribute to that. And this is all on Spotify. And what this means is later on, when you're doing the washing up or whatever, it feels like you're connected with everybody across the group, because there's so many different flavors that come into those playlists, which is just amazing. And people have been really responding to that social element as well. And I think what that does is those are like the little learning moments. So for us, I think traditionally learning has been around going to courses and to having quite big learning, deep learning experiences. And what we're trying to achieve here is to create learning moments where learning happens every day and personal development can happen every week. So although we have a really big commitment to personal development, we give people time to work on their personal development of a minimum of 5 days a year, where I've never worked anywhere where they actually say, you are in charge of what you want to do with those days, which is fantastic, which is why we also have all these other things to enable to support that, so people have things in place to access within those days. But also recognizing that learning can happen on a 2-minute video, and learning can happen when I listen to the playlists and I realize the diversity that we have in across all of our studios. And learning can happen when our CEO posts an article, and learning can happen when I go, like yesterday I was at a Women in Games event that was, again, someone had posted on Dojo, and I can learn by listening to someone talk about their story within that. And it's bringing all of those things to life, so that learning stops being just in the classroom and stops being a day event and stops being a week event, and it's happening every day as people take ownership for their own personal development. So we launched Dojo about 7 weeks ago, and we decided to do it with a soft launch because we felt that everybody working remotely were going to be experiencing things very differently. There were some people who were really keen and really wanted it. They wanted to learn and they wanted to have a place to be doing that. But we also recognized there were others who were trying to work, trying to have the kids at home, had caring responsibilities, lots and lots of things going on in their life. So we didn't want to do this big bang, you must, this is happening, kind of like maybe you would if you were physically within a studio, lots of cake, lots of balloons, this is what's going on. So how we did it was there was a few run-up emails to say this is coming, we have a bit of a countdown. But on the day of launch itself, we just sent out an email with a big red button, and it just said, Dojo is launched, will you press the red button? And then underneath this big red button, it just said, do not press. And the natural intrigue of our teams and the nature of curiosity, people kind of came in, they were excited, they've logged in. So 7 weeks later, we have a 91% engagement rate. We have between 70 to 100 pieces of content that are being uploaded by we've got about 800 people across all of our studios. So that just shows the level of engagement that we've had with very little, what I would say, push in terms of kind of this, like I say, this big bang moment. And I found that incredible, that people are coming back. They're coming back to see the people that they're following. What have they posted? Like I said, we have people within the business who are YouTubers. They've got followers. They are incredible at what they do. And now some of that is being surfaced, and people are able to connect with those people and follow what they're saying and seeing what they're uploading. And I've learned a huge amount about game development as well from seeing what people have posted up. So it's now about sustaining that engagement and continuing that trajectory that we've started. If I was just to describe Thrive in 3 words. The first would be simple. It's simple to use, it's simple to navigate, which just makes the whole user experience really easy. And whilst we now do have learning videos, people are kind of getting it even without needing to see those videos, which is just amazing for any system that you launch to be able to do that. The second, in terms of how it's been interacting with the team at Thrive, I would say the team are so dedicated and also playful. So our working with our customer success manager has never been a chore. She's always willing to help, but also we have a great laugh as well, which just makes it a really enjoyable experience and incredibly responsive. If I have a question or if I have a query or I want to change something or ask questions, I know that I'm going to get that response. It feels like a really personal experience. It feels like the team at Thrive are talking to Jenny Mutwa. They're not talking to the learning and development manager, you know, number 0013 da 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 da. Like, they're talking to me as an individual, really trying to understand my needs and really trying to deliver what we can that's going to create this amazing experience for everyone across our Sumo studios.